Good morning, students. Welcome to the online classes from Jamna Christian Junior High School. I am Vishal Anand. Today we are going to read lesson 5, Democratic Government in Social Science. In this lesson we make to understand about the democratic government. We know that India is a democratic government, that means for the people, of the people and by the people. Democracy is a political system where government is formed through free and fair election. The government is a group of people who make rules and also make sure that the rules are being followed. In this lesson, let's start the chapter. There are three common features of the democratic government. They are as follows. It is a political system where the government is formed through free and fair election. Citizens above the age of 18 years are eligible to vote. This is called universal adult franchise. All the citizens participate actively in political and civic life. Human rights of all the citizens are protected. There is a rules of law which protect and enforce law with the help of army or police whenever it is essential to protect the interests of the people. In order to achieve smooth implementation of above features, the government in India is divided into three branches: the executive, the legislature and judiciary. The constitutional head of all three branches is the President of India. The President exercises his powers directly through officers subordinate to him, all civil servants and their support staff from the executives. The Rajya Sabha, the upper house, and the Lok Sabha, the lower house, together form the legislature. Members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are called members of parliament, means MPs. The Supreme Court, 24 high courts and many civil, criminal and family courts together form the judiciary. The central government has its seat in Delhi, which is the capital of India. India is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories for efficient governance. The government of center or the union government is formed by the victorious candidates of general election. Different parties select their candidates to contest in national election from different constituencies. People have the choice to vote for any of them. The party which gets the maximum number of seats in the Lok Sabha form the government. At the center, the leader of the party is appointed as the Prime Minister by the President. The Prime Minister forms the Union Cabinet that has a Council of Ministers. The ministers can be chosen either from Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister and his selected Council of Ministers advise the President on various issues. The President works according to their advices. So the executive executes the policies decided by the legislature, which is headed by the Prime Minister and his Council. The governments in the states are also formed in a similar manner. All the states have a legislative assembly or state assembly, means Vidhan Sabha. Members of legislative assembly are called MLAs. 7 out of 29 states of India have an additional house called Legislative Council. The governor is the head of the state appointed by the president for a term of 5 years. After the assembly election, the governor invites the leader of the majority party to be the chief minister of the state. Each state also has a council of ministers. Except for the Rajya Sabha, the member of the Lok Sabha, Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council have a 5-year term. Rajya Sabha members have 6-year terms. Function of the government. Function of the government. Administration. Providing safe and reliable infrastructure like roads, railways, postal services, parks, libraries and schools, etc. Security. maintaining law and order in the country and protecting the citizens from external threats. Economics. This includes providing financial security by keeping a balance in trade and creating beneficial policies of public. Social security. This includes disaster preparedness and healthcare facilities for all. Election in India. India is a democracy, which means the people have the right to vote and elect their own leaders. The process of electing the leaders is called election. In India, there is a special body to conduct free and fair elections, which is the Election Commission. Voting is done by a secret ballot, which means no one else can know for whom a person has cast his vote. All the members of Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha are elected representatives. The members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the voters of the country, whereas members of the Raj Sabha are elected by the members of state assemblies. The citizen of the country could be extremely cautious in choosing their representatives. They should choose the one of his honest and upright. Every person, as per the constitution, irrespective of caste, creed and gender, has equal rights in voting. Elected government should work for the welfare of the people without seeking any personal interest. Responsibilities of the citizen in a democratic polity. Constitutional democracy requires the citizen of the nation to be responsible and alert. A citizen should know the power and duties of the government and her own rights and duties as well. All citizens must know the qualities of their representatives. A responsible citizen should be aware of the challenges and problems her cities, state or the country is facing. All should pay their taxes on time. It is the major revenue for the government from which it provides all the facilities. One must obey the laws and rules of the nation. Public education is the foundation of democracy. All citizens need to be educated. Now this is all for today. In next class we will start chapter 7 because chapter 6 is not in your half yearly syllabus. Thank you.